I'm here today, not for talks of peace, but for talks of war. Tomorrow, I shall send my orders to Russia. If they do not agree, it shall be an act of war.
Napoleon was born of Italian ancestry on the French island of Corsica. Napoleon rose to power after the French Revolution. He took control in 1804. The French Empire reached its peak landwise in 1811, spanning from current-day Spain to current-day Belarus. Russia recently withdrew from Napoleon's continental system because of their declining economy and inability to manufacture goods for Napoleon. Russia instead moved to trading with Britain, breaking the alliance they had with France.
Dear Russians, hi, how are you? I'm writing to inform you that I am taking over your country. Ever since your Tsar, Alexander I, wouldn't stop selling Britain green. I have loathed your country. We shall travel to Moscow, your capital, and take it for ourselves. If you don't like this plan, please respond.
Dear Napoleon, I'm sorry that you think that, but I am the ruler of this country, and I can trade with whoever I may choose. If you want to go to war over this, then fine. Our country's army consists of strong-willed men, and we will not be stopped. This alliance that we once had will be broken!
Dear Russians, I officially declare war on your country. Expect to see me soon.
Soldiers, we are going to war! The men you are fighting will be wearing red, and they are Russians. They have families just like each and every one of you, but do not let that stop you.
These men have betrayed our country. They will not stop until they are dead. You can win this war. You can protect this land. You can make this country proud!
I know you are scared and want to go home. I really do understand. But this is a necessary advancement in our country's future. Now get out there and serve your country proud!
My troops, Napoleon's men, are right over this hill. We must march forward.
Halt. I see the Russian soldiers approaching.
The Russians were toying with the French the whole time. They kept drawing them further into Russia to get the home advantage of the cold. Napoleon's Grand Army went from 422,000 troops to 130,000 before they even fought.
Russia, attack!
Soldiers of the French army, attack!
The two armies clashed at the Battle of Borodino after the Russians drew the French army deep into Russia. The fighting lasted only a few hours, but Napoleon suffered severe casualties, 30,000 men.
I see one!
Sir, the Russian troops are retreating.
What? Charge!
My soldiers, retreat! Run everything behind you. The French won't know what hit them.
The Russians used the scorched earth policy to starve the French soldiers as they came further and further into Russia. They even burned down their capital, Moscow. They didn't want the French to take their holy city, so instead they burned it down.
Dear family, I am writing to inform you that our great Tsar Alexander I has ordered us to burn the land. This way, if Napoleon does seize the land, it will be less than useless. I understand that this seems horrible, but it is the only way to prevent Napoleon from winning the war, because as they are chasing us farther and farther into the country, not only can they not get supplies, they are unable to adapt to this cold weather. I hope to see you soon.
Napoleon, what do we do now?
We wait for the Tsar to surrender.
Dear Grandma, it is very cold and snowy here. The Russians are burning everything. There is no food and all my friends are dead. I have frostbite and I really want to come home. I miss what home was like, and I don't know when or if I will make it back alive.
Retreat! Retreat!
In mid-December, the French soldiers gave up. They began to retreat from Moscow, and from all the fighting and devastating weather, only about 10,000 soldiers were left of Napoleon's grand army.
After being exiled for the second time from France, mainly because of my loss to Russia, I have been left here to rot and die.
Following the French loss in the invasion of Russia, Napoleon had to rebuild his forces. His army grew to 350,000 troops before the War of the Sixth Coalition. The Allied army fought against Napoleon at the Battle of Leipzig, causing large casualties. In the following month, Napoleon surrendered. Napoleon was exiled to the island of Elba, which is off the Tuscan coast. The Allies allowed Napoleon to be emperor of the island and its 12,000 inhabitants. He returned to France as emperor after escaping his exile. The Allies put up armies to push Napoleon back out of power. Napoleon lost at the Battle of Waterloo and was forced back into exile. He lived the rest of his life on St. Helena, an island off the coast of Africa. He died in 1821 at the age of 51. His cause of death is thought to be stomach cancer.